Okay, I'm all set to go. I got everything assembled. So what I'm going to do is check out how the fence is aligned with the surface here, the joiner surface, to make sure that everything is where it should be inside 90 degree. It has a stop block here for 90 degree. You lift that up, it goes down to 45 or 135 that way, I should say. It also has a spot here where you can do some rabbiting by lowering this down enough to extra space here for rabbiting. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. Operations, I'm going to get into that in a minute, but right now I just want to check and see at the factory settings are, see how close they are and how well it does the first cut. Also, I should mention, it comes with 2 of these pads here, and I got to say they're pretty solid feeling. I mean, I have a couple extra with my old joiner, and I purchased some, and these are like higher end, nice push pads. So I think that's a nice little touch on this. Anyway, let's check and see how well this thing lines up. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, turn this on and zero out this surface here, which says 0, and then I'm going to, now this is set to the stock, the fence is set to the stock setting here, just butt it up right up against that stop. So let's see how close we are to 90 degrees, and that's dead on. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna loosen this up here, lift that stop and go down to 45, and let's see what we have here. And slight bit off there. Let's see if we can get it a little closer there. So 45.1, that's pretty close. I don't know that I would mess with that actually. So I think that's close enough for me to work with. So I'm just going to leave that alone, I think. So these are the stock fence settings that this comes with. And again, and see that goes dead on 90, so it's perfect. All right, so next thing I want to do is try out run a piece of wood across and see how it cuts. Okay, so I got it set to a 64th of a cut here on the gauge. Go ahead and mark that. First time coming on. Sounds good. So it seems that something is not right on the outfeed table because it's hitting up against there. So let me see if I got it too. Oh, that's why. I have it way too far back, so this fence needs to come forward some. So maybe there is nothing wrong with it, it just wasn't making a cut. There we go. So let's try that now. Okay. Now we might be okay. You see I made a weird little cut here. And it looks like we have some oil on the blades there, so we'll run this through. That's rather smooth, and it got it all off on one pass. Look at that. That's a nice cut right there. See how it's square. Wow. That looks pretty good. Let's put a square on it. See how the light comes through. As you can see, that's pretty squared up. So let's go with this face here. Although that's backwards of what we're doing, what we should do. We should have actually done the face and then the edge, but this is a small piece. So I'm going to be kind of careful here. Sound like a little bit of chip out, so I should have went the other way. No snipe. That looks pretty flat. Might have a little bit. This may need to come up a tiny bit. So let's make that adjustment. Okay, so I made my adjustment to the outfeed table, and let's see if that helps. Flip around the other way. So that was all it needed. Just that one adjustment. And now I'm going to go ahead and clean up this rough side. I've actually adjusted the end feed table so that I'm only taking about 1/64 of an inch off, which is generally where I set it at. And I'm going to go this direction to make my cut. Let's see. That was clumsy. So yeah, nice little easy cut there. Take one more pass. Gets better than that. So that's about as nice as it can get right there. That's a nice cut there. Let's see. That's our first cut. That looks good. That one's solid. That one's solid. Let me see here. That's all looking pretty good. All right, I think we're ready to go. Okay, so I made a few cuts, squared up a few pieces of wood, and the settings that this came with, they're pretty good. I mean, almost dead on. You see that I had to adjust the outfeed table just maybe a 64th of that up a little bit, just to prevent it from, you know, getting a little cut out at the very end there. It has spewed out a little bit of oil that was left in between on all these blades here. So now that that's all taken care of, I'm going to go ahead and clean this down again and polish it there. Re-wax, I should say. Now, my only complaint I think of this, and it's not really a complaint, but this side, when you're adjusting either fence, it's a lot of weight with this long fence, and so it does take a little bit of manpower to pull this thing up and down to make these adjustments. And then you lock it here on this knob right here, you lock it up, and then you can rotate this knob back and forth to make fine up and down adjustments for this side of the fence. And that does take a little bit of effort. It's not easy to do, and again, you're just lifting a ton of weight here. So I don't think it's anything that can be helped. If you want something that's solid and sturdy and you want this nice long bed, you're just going to have to grunt through it and work with it. But other than that, the cut's really smooth, really nice. I know it's a brand new set of blades and all, but it seems like it has more than enough horsepower to cut through everything. I cut some oak, I cut some Purple Heart, some Padauk, and some fairly hard wood there, and some maple. And it seemed to cut through no problem. It didn't give any snipe or chip out or anything. So I'm liking the way that this thing is working so far. It's definitely a big improvement over what I had before. And I think that this is something that's probably going to last me quite a while. I think it'll cover most of my needs. The only issue that we'll ever run across is, you know, the width of the joiner. It's always better to have a wider joiner. But I think for my shop, I'm not necessarily going to worry about that too much. I think anything wider than 6, I can always cut down and just glue them up, you know, once I get them all cut. But other than that, this is a great investment for the price. I don't think you can go wrong with it. It's a solid piece of machinery. Everything comes pretty well set up, and it makes it easy for you to work with. I'll let you know in a future video how it's coming along, and you know, if I run into any problems along the way. But right now, very happy with my purchase. We're extremely happy with this. And again, this is the Powermatic 6-inch joiner. I think it's a 54A. Yes, 54A. Great piece of equipment if you're looking to get a new joiner or upgrade your joiner and you don't want to go really, really large. This nice long bed really makes it nice. So well worth the investment.